Thank you so much for joining wherever you are joining from. I appreciate you. I thank you so much. Please, as you join, you share. We are coming under a heavy attack on this very platform, but we cannot relent. We will continue to preach. No matter the kind of attack they give us on this very page, we will continue to preach. Maybe, hopefully, tomorrow I'm going to use my other page. I'm going to use Chook Survival tomorrow to preach, so that if you have not connected to my other page, Chook Survival, please try and go and follow Chook Survival so that you can be able to get information as they come. This very platform is under a very heavy attack. They don't want us to preach the message. They don't want us to come online. They are trying to suppress the viewers, and they try to kick people out and make sure that people do not see us. They make sure they blanket our views and blanket our information, and people will not hear. As you all know, that to be able to spread the message of the Biafran people is not easy online. You will have series of attacks from all angles, from all corners, including from your own fellow agitators. So, but we must continue. No matter the attack they bring, we must continue. And we will continue to set the record straight and say things the way it's supposed to be. I welcome everybody who have joined to this broadcast today. If you are joining from Biafra land, you are joining from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, whichever part of the world you are joining from, I say may Chukwu Abiyama continue to guide and protect you. We will continue to fight for our freedom until freedom comes. We can never relent in our effort. Anything you are doing today to see that Biafra comes, continue to do that and never look back. Never look back. You have seen the stage we have now today. Today is not a time for crying. It's not a time for sharing tears. We have cried enough. We have cried enough, and we don't have tears anymore to share. We have time now to fight for our freedom and make sure that we have our freedom. We will continue to have our freedom and fight for our freedom. Thank you so much, Bro Sam, AZG. Thank you so much. AZE, thank you so much, Bro Sam. We will continue, no matter the kind of attack they bring to us, to demoralize us, to make us stop talking about Biafra. We will continue to speak for Biafra, continue to speak the plight of the Biafran people, continue to bring the information to the world to hear and see what is happening. Today you have seen how the Biafra land is bleeding. Biafra land is bleeding. Even as you are watching this video, Biafra land is bleeding. And we cannot continue to watch. We cannot continue to sit back and cry. We cannot cry anymore. No more crying. We cannot share tears anymore. We can't share our tears anymore. It is time for us to take action. And action we are going to take. We are going to take. It doesn't matter who is involved. It doesn't matter who is responsible. It doesn't matter the office the person occupies. It doesn't matter the position or how secure the place the person is. We are going to take vengeance. This is the time for us to take vengeance for our own people and protect Biafra land. We are going to protect Biafra land with every single energy in us. We are going to make sure we protect Biafra land. You have seen what is happening. When you go to the media, you see what is happening. It is no longer a child's play, and it is no longer business as usual. The attack is coming from all angles, from all corners, and today they can no longer keep quiet. They are fighting hard to make sure they attack us from all angles, from all corners. The Janjaweed cannot wait anymore. They know they have a little time, because they see that we have announced the restoration of Biafra in 2023. They want to take as many lives as they can. But we cannot fold our hands and continue to watch them to take the life of Biafrans. We will fight until the last man standing, and Biafra will definitely come. The restoration of Biafra is a divine mandate for every Biafran, men and women, children, likewise. It is our responsibility to restore Biafra, and Biafra we will restore. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter their weapon of warfare, no matter the attack they bring to us, we are going to restore Biafra. It is our responsibility to restore Biafra, and in this generation, we will do so. We will never, ever transfer the restoration of Biafra to any other generation. Our generation today is going to restore Biafra, and we are moving forward to that. We are moving forward. Anything that is going to stand in our way, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what they think. Today, you have seen the people they are using to take the life of innocent Biafra today is Ebubago. Ebubago today has taken themselves in front of the war against Biafrans. Ebubago have used to wage war against innocent Biafrans, taking the life of innocent people for no just cause. For no just cause. And every one of you must have heard our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Epa. He has said it, that Ebubago remains out of bound in Biafra land. Ebubago has been bound in Biafra land. Any place you see Ebubago in Biafra land, they are our enemies. They are our enemies, and they must be treated as such. They must be treated as such. And not only Ebubago, we are going to extend it to everybody that supports Ebubago and anybody that is empowering them. They will all go down. They took the life of innocent Biafran, 14 young men. 14 innocent young men who have not committed any crime anywhere, who has not done anything evil. They only went for a wedding. They only went for a wedding, and the Ebubago came there and took the life of 14 able men. Innocent children, he did nothing. Innocent young men who has not committed any crime whatsoever. They were not seen with arms, they were not seen in any regular place, they were going for wedding. When has it become a crime for somebody to go to a wedding? When has it become a crime for somebody to attend a wedding? This is what Uzodimma have brought upon the Biafra people. And the most annoying and most provocating is that Uzodimma himself came and began to defend them. Uzodimma came and began to defend the Ebubago, that they went to the camp of ESN and they killed people. How does that place those people we have found translate to be the camp of ESN? You went to a house where people were gathered, where people who attend wedding on the road, you saw them and you shot them and you took out their life, and you came out and you begin to say that these people were being attacked in the camp. How does where those corpses found translate to the camp? What does the camp, ESN camp, have to do with the place these people were killed? What has ESN camp got to do with that? There is no relation between the death of those people and ESN. There is no relation whatsoever. Nothing. These people have committed no crime. Innocent people, innocent young men in Biafra land, their life was taken from them in broad daylight. And nobody is talking. Nobody is talking. Ohaneze Igbo is not talking about it. No politician is talking about it. No governor is speaking about it. Those who call themselves politicians, including the devil that called himself Peter Obi, who is presenting himself as a Messiah, he never spoke about it. He didn't speak about it. Including Peter Obi, who is claiming to be a Messiah to redeem you. Some clueless people who are from Biafra land, some clueless and hopeless people in Biafra land who are coming to say that Peter Obi is going to redeem them or set them free. Innocent Biafrans were mowed down. Peter Obi did not offer a statement. But if it were to be in the north, if people were killed in the north, Peter Obi will be the first person to begin to appease them, to begin to call up them, and begin to ask for investigation. The most annoying one is the media. Nigerian media are evil. Evil media in Nigeria. Devilish media. The media in Nigeria is the most corrupt media in the world. I have never ever seen a corrupt media like the media you have in Nigeria. The most corrupt media all over the world is in Nigeria. A media that will always stand against the oppressed. A media that will oppress the oppressed the more. A media that will cover up for the evil men. A media that will help to cover genocide, help to cover insecurity, help to cover all manner of crime, help to cover fraud. That is what the media in the country of Nigeria do, including BBC Igbo. Including the so-called BBC Igbo. All they do is to cover evil. All they do is to promote hatred, promote division, to promote evil. That is what they do. That's what they do in Biafra land. But we cannot be silent. We will continue to shout and put on top of our voice and continue to speak out. Let it be on record that we spoke about it. Let it be on record that we spoke about it. All these criminals who are everywhere all over the world talking about one useless thing or the other, talking about their own criminal activities, trying to promote their own evil in one area or the other. Go and check. None of them is speaking about what is happening in Biafra land. Innocent people were killed, and a governor, chief secretary of a state, a governor that is supposed to protect these people, came out and began to label them criminals. He began to label them criminals. Two brothers were murdered. Two brothers, the same father, the same mother were murdered. We are murdered in that incident, and their own senior brother was arrested in the same ground. The senior brother who was arrested by this same Bubaga and later released out of pressure came to one of the radio stations, and he was narrating what happened. A brother to the deceased, the two people who were deceased, their senior brother was arrested, released after much pressure, and he came to a radio station and he was narrating how everything happened. And yet, there is no uproar in that Zoological Republic. And yet, people are going about their businesses. And yet, no media is reporting it. When you see, go to their media, go and listen to the way their own media is reporting it. They are still reporting, trying to paint the innocent people who died as criminals. Their media is still trying as much as they can to paint the innocent people who died as criminals. That is the evil contraption we are in. And this is why we are saying we can no longer be part of this evil. We can't be part of it. We can't be part of it. These are the people who are promising you, just imagine people who are promising you of a good governance. People who are promising you of a better Nigeria. Where can you find a better, where on the planet Earth will you ever find a better Nigeria? Where 14 innocent boys were killed. 14 innocent boys were killed. Nobody is offering any speech among the politicians. No politician came out to speak on their behalf. No politician came out to condemn this act of evil, this evil act. They never come to condemn it. Every single one of them is silent, including on Igbo. Including on Igbo. They were there. Innocent Biafrans were pulled down. Innocent Biafrans. Their lives taken away from them, and nobody is making a case for them. Nobody is standing for them. There is no protest anywhere except in Imo State. Only people in their village, is that same village where this incident happened. That is the only place you have a protest. That is the only place you have a protest. But if this was to be in a Western world, if this was to be in the Western world, for a single soul that is being lost, a single soul being lost, the whole country will come out and begin to protest. The whole country will be protesting about it. Look at George Floyd. Floyd that was killed in the United States. Only one person that was killed. He wasn't even shot. A policeman strangled him, and you saw how the protest went all over the world. The whole world revolted about it. Not only United States, UK joined, including that zoological republic called Nigeria. Some of them joined. And today, 14 able men, 14 young men who has not committed any crime, who went for a wedding. 14 healthy, innocent men who went for a wedding. Their life was taken away from them. Their life was cut short. Their life was cut short by a gangster, by a group formed by the politicians, by a criminal terrorist group formed by the politicians. They took their life. And a shameless governor came out to come and defend them. A shameless governor came out to defend them. You see why we are saying we don't want to be part of this evil. You see why we are shouting and crying that we will never ever be part of this evil. We can never ever be part of this evil. Including the imposter, the one that is masquerading himself as a messiah, that is claiming to come and redeem Nigeria. Peter Obi himself Did you see Peter Obi making this speech about that killing? Have you heard Peter Obi offering this speech? But when something happened in the north, when something happened in the northern part of Nigeria, Peter Obi would be the first person to issue a speech. Peter Obi will be the very first person to issue a speech, including demanding for investigation, including demanding for justice. But today, innocent Biafrans, 14 young men were mowed down in cold blood. Nobody is making any case. A governor came out and began to say that it was DSS that killed them and they were killed in a camp. How does something we saw on video, an event that transpired, we saw it on video? People who were at the scene of the crime are alive, they are not dead. Family of the dead are alive. People who were at the scene of crime, they are all alive. And yet, a governor came to the public shamelessly and began to talk to the press about this. And the press, in their own wickedness, they have continued to project that evil of that governor. In their own wickedness, the press have come. They have come and claim that, come and begin to project that governor's narrative. They come and begin to project that governor's narrative. Something that you saw on the ground. The press cannot make a move. Go and investigate by yourself. Even if you don't believe the information we are giving you or what we are saying on the ground or the video you have seen online. We have seen video. We have seen those who were shot. We saw where they were shot. We saw them when they were on the ground. On the road, that place they were was not an ESN camp. That place is not a camp of anybody. It's nobody's camp where they were murdered. It's nobody's camp. People who were there, the people who were taken from that very scene, a brother to two people who were murdered was taken away from there. After more pressure, he was released. He came to a radio station to narrate how every single thing that happened. And yet, go to their conventional media. They are still narrating this. They are still pushing the narrative of the governor. They are still pushing the narrative. This is how evil this contraction is. This is how evil this contraction is. And we cannot continue to keep silent. We cannot continue to listen and continue to cry and lament all the day. We can't continue to do that. Every single one of them is involved in taking the life of the innocent people, innocent Biafrans. That charge that Mazen Nankana have given us to protect the Biafran people, we have activated it. Every single one of them that was involved, we did pay dearly for it. And as our spokesperson, Mazen Samanepa, have said, Ebubago is banned in Biafra land. Any place you see Ebubago, don't wait until you are being called upon. In as much as there are people who have been taking the responsibility to make sure they hunt Ebubago down wherever they are. It has been activated. Ebubago has taken the front of this very war they have brought upon Biafran people. And Biafran people have answered that call. We have answered that call. As they have brought war upon Biafran people, we are going to take it to them. Any place they are hiding, any place they are, any place they are operating, let them wait and have it. They are going to take it. We have cried enough. We gathered to pray. They came there and shot us. We stay in our house. They came there and shot us. We go for a wedding. They came there and shot us. We travel on the road. They came and shot us. What do they want from us? They want to extinct us. That's what they want. They want to wipe us away from the surface of the earth. And today, we can no longer complain. Time for complaint have gone. We have cried and cried and cried and we have lost tears. We don't have tears in our eyes anymore. We don't have any more tears to share. All we have to do now is to defend ourselves by all means possible. And in defending ourselves, since Ebubago has taken the front line, we are going to face Ebubago head to head. Any place you see any Ebubago person, that person is an enemy. Any Ebubago person is an enemy to Biafra. Any place you see an Ebubago person, he must go down. He's an enemy to Biafra. It has been activated. It has been activated. And those whose responsibility is to hunt down Ebubago, they know whom they are. They know themselves. And they have gone to duty from last night. From last night, after the spokesperson of Biafra has spoken, they have gone to duty. And Ebubago will no longer exist in Biafra land. They will never, ever exist in Biafra land. And remember, on 22, it's going to be a lockdown. Biafra land is going to be under lock and key for the death, to mourn the death of those 14 innocent people who were murdered. 14 innocent lives, 14 innocent young men, able men, 14 able men, leaders of tomorrow. They were mowed down, innocent people who went for a wedding. When has it become a crime to go for a wedding? When has it become a crime to go to a wedding, to escort your friend or your brother or your family to a wedding? When has it become a crime? They took their life. We are going to mourn them on 22. 22 is a total lockdown in Biafra land. If you're abroad and your people have not heard, please send information to your family. Send information to your families so that they are not caught up in the problem. Send information to your family. This time is a time where information is very important. It is very, very important for us to disseminate information. This time, when you hear something, you say something. When you hear something, you say something. Write to your parents in Nigeria. If you have friends in Nigeria, tell those who are not watching, those who are not paying attention, tell them 22nd is a total lockdown in Biafra land to mourn the death of these 14 people. And anybody that violates anything that you see on that very day, the ghost is going to be working on that day. The ghost is going to be working that day. That day will be a day of vengeance. A day of vengeance. Any Biafran, you call yourself a Biafran and the blood of Biafra is flowing your vein, you have to cry when your people is crying. Mourn when your people is mourning. Rejoice when your people is rejoicing. On 22nd is a mourning day. A day we are going to mourn for the 14 people whose life was taken away from them. 14 innocent lives. Innocent life they were taken. We're going to mourn them on 22, and that day is the total lockdown. A total lockdown. And if you think they don't deserve that respect, come out. If you think that the innocent Biafrans whose life was smoke away from them only because they are Biafran, the only crime they have committed is because they are Biafran. There is no other crime they committed. There is no other crime they have committed. The only crime they have committed is because they are Biafrans. That is the only crime they have committed. That is why we must have to come together today. We must have to begin to learn to cry together. Just as our spokesman has said, we have to learn to begin to cry together. When something happened to Imo State, you that is in Anambra State, cry along. You have to cry along because you are the one that is being haunted. When it happened to Abia State, you that is in Enugu, know that it's happening to you. When it happened to Enugu, you that is in Ebonyi, know that it's happening to you. When it's happening to in River State, you that is in Calabar, in Akwa Ibom, know that it's happening to you. If it's happening in Delta, you that in another place, know that any state in Biafra land that anything happened, we have to take it upon ourselves. Injustice against one is injustice against all. And injustice against one is injustice against all. And when one Biafran is killed, all Biafrans are killed. That is how we see it today. Time has gone when you begin to wait until it happens to you directly before you complain. You don't have to wait until it happens to you directly before you complain. You don't have to wait. It has been activated. There will no longer be any Ebubago in any part of Biafra land. Anything called Ebubago, it has to go in extinct. Any place you see anybody called Ebubago, any of their office, any of their agents, both their sponsor, their agent, their accommodation, their office, any place they stay, any place they live. If you see something, say something. Say something. Any place you see them, they must be hunted down. There are people who are responsible, and they have started duty right from last night. Right from last night, it has been activated, and every single member of the Ebubago who is still in Biafra land will pay dearly. The only thing is going to save them is to leave Biafra land. The only thing that's going to save them is that if they leave Biafra land. But as long as they remain in Biafra land, any single Ebubago member in Biafra land, they will be hunted down. They will be hunted down. And if you think it's a joke, just watch and see. Watch and see. It has been activated since last night. Our spokesman, Mazi Simon Ekpa, spoke about it last night, and he made it very, very clear. He gave the order. He gave the order that Ebubago must disappear from Biafra land. Ebubago must disappear from Biafra land. Any place you see Ebubago office, their agents, their sponsor, anybody that had anything to do with Ebubago have to leave Biafra land. Ebubago have decided to be in the forefront. They have brought the war. Today, since Ebubago want to be in the war front, we are going to start with them. And those who are responsible, they will pay dearly. They are going to pay dearly. Every Biafran, ever you are in Biafra land, you have to open your ears and listen. Open your ears. This is the time for us to be at alert. Pass information to everybody. Pass information to your families in Biafra land. If you're not in Biafra land, pass information to your families in Biafra land. Pass information to anybody around you. Even if you're living abroad, call your people back home. Tell them 22 is a mourning day. It's a day that the ghost will be unleashed. We are mourning on that day. When you take one Biafran life, you have taken the whole Biafran life. We are going to mourn the 14 innocent men who were mowed down only because they are Biafrans. We are going to mourn them. On 22, Friday. Friday is a total lockdown. Total lockdown. Friday is total. The Biafra land will be under lock and key. And if you think that these people whose life was taken away from them doesn't deserve that very start, will come out. Whatever you see, you take. If you feel that they don't deserve that very day, they don't deserve that morning, they don't deserve that very silent day, if you feel that the dead don't deserve it, come out. Let you and the ghost discuss. Come out. When you come out, you will face the ghost. Whatever you see, whatever judgment that you pass on you, you take it. That is your portion. That is your portion. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And that marks the beginning of the end. That will mark the beginning of the end. That is going to open up the face, the beginning of the end. Since they have chosen war, we cannot continue to cry anymore. We cannot continue to lament online alone. We cannot continue to shout online and continue to cry. The men on the ground know what to do. The order has been given to them by our spokesman, Master Simon Ekpa. He gave the order last night in tears. We have no choice than to move. And those whose duty is to make sure that every member of the Bubago in Biafra land, starting from last night, is hunted down. They are on duty and they have started. The only thing that's going to save anybody who is a member of the Bubago is that he leaves Biafra land. As long as you're a member of the Bubago and you are still in Biafra land, you must go down. It's a must. You must go down. It doesn't matter what it takes. It doesn't matter the backup you have. If you like, go and live in the governor's house, including the governor that is guiding you. He's not free. They have called for war, and war they will get. We have cried enough. We have cried enough. What crime have we committed? All we are asking is self-determination. These are innocent people. They were not even agitating. They were not agitating. They were not in any camp. They went for a marriage ceremony. Innocent people who went for a marriage ceremony. They went for a marriage ceremony. They were not agitated. They were not committing any crime. They were not seen in any only unholy place. They went for wedding. And what happened? Ibubago went after them and took the life of innocent men. Even if you see somebody as a suspect, do you see a suspect and open fire? And who gave the Ibubago the audacity to begin to take the life of innocent Biafra? This is why we are crying. This is why we are saying that we don't have any defense. Mazin Nandekano saw what is happening today, and that's why Mazin Nandekano was crying for a very long time. Mazin Nandekano cried and told these people, get a security outfit for the southeastern part of Nigeria. These same governors refused. These same governors that have formed a terrorist group to kill us today, they refuse. They refuse because they are serving the enemy. Mazin Nandekano begged them, get a security outfit to protect Biafra land. They refused. Mazin Nandekano went ahead and formed ESN, and all hell break loose. Because Mazin Nandekano got a security outfit to secure Biafra land. The ESN was not established to fight the police. They were not established to fight the army. They were not established to fight innocent people. They were not established to come in the street and begin to do anything. Their duty is in the bushes to focus on the Fulani terrorists in the bush who are coming to take our land, who are stopping our farmers from farming. And the ESN were in the bush doing their due diligence, doing their duty. These same governors whom the caliphate have imposed on us, these same governors went to the north and went and brought Northerners to form the Bubago. Went and brought criminals. Brought criminals for all, brought terrorists to come and give them uniform to begin to take our life. And that same thing that happened in Imo State yesterday, it is not only in Imo State. It didn't happen in Imo State. The same thing was happening in Abia State, in Ebonyi State, and in Enugu State. And when this happens, people are going about their normal business as if nothing happened. Their media is the most annoying. The media in Nigeria is evil.
The media in Nigeria is evil. I have never seen a media as evil as the media you have in Nigeria. A demonic media. People that don't have conscience. A media that doesn't have conscience. The media in Nigeria, they don't have a single conscience. Wicked people who are fed with wickedness. None of them will make heaven. No single
are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand on the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We'll crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold the whole of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals. They are saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi Kanu. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter. You have to go everywhere. We must continue.